But I guess we were joking before about not wanting to go into our childhood, but the truth is my mother enrolled me in an acting school when I was 5 because she wanted to be an actress. And I took it seriously. So I've been in this business in some way or another since I was very young. But when I got to, grew up in Chicago, and I went to a professional theater school there, the Goodman School of Drama, which is now, I think, the Theater School of DePaul. And I decided to move to New York City when I was 20. And I did the round of agents, the whole thing you do when you get to New York, and I was in and out of work, but I wasn't really getting anything. And I used to go to the agents, and they would tell me, wait till you're 30, Oh, you're a good type, but we don't know what to do with you. Wait till you're 30. And this was before, the time when they'd all think I was ethnic. That was the word then, that they used. Anyway, so I thought, well, I can't wait till I'm 30. What am I going to do until then? And so some friends of mine would tell me, well, you're really good at getting people jobs. And so why don't you try casting? And it was funny because when I first moved to New York, I didn't really know the difference between a casting director and an agent. And casting directors do not like to be called casting agents. That's not what they are. And but I learned that the casting director is really the person who helps you get the job. And the agent is the person who sends you to the casting director to get the job. And so I literally went with my resume from in New York. This is when you couldn't do it on your computer and everything, but I took my resume from one office to another to drop it off to see if I could get a casting assistant job, not knowing anything about it. And I ran into these 2 really lovely ladies. It was Herman and Lipson Casting on Broadway, and they took me in, and I began as a casting assistant there, and pretty soon I became a casting director. First, actually a casting associate, and then casting director. Associates do pretty much the same thing a director does. A director just owns the company. And at one point, I left Herman and Lipson, and I thought, what am I going to do? And I didn't realize there was such a thing as freelancing in casting, and pretty much that's what happened. I ended up freelancing for a couple of different offices, Reed and Melsky Casting, doing a lot of commercial work, casting a lot of commercials, which is really a trip because they go really, really fast. The turnover as far as getting actors in and out was really phenomenal. So it was a lot of fun, and I really liked that. And then I decided that I wanted to move out to LA and pursue casting, and I moved out here, and I cast for a while, and I cast for some really great shows. My favorite was probably Tales from the Crypt, which is some years ago, but it was really a great experience. And I got to work with Bill Friedkin and Tom Hanks and all these guys who were coming in to direct. And Friedkin used to say, oh, he was a Chicago guy, and we talked a lot of theater. And I loved that because he was a theater guy, and my heart's in the theater. And I used to read with the actors all the time. So he said, wow, you're really good. Why don't, and I said, there was one part in there with one line, okay? And it was 2 words. It was called Dead Man's Chest. Anyway, it was great. He gave me this little role in the episode, and that kind of pissed my boss off. And nothing is forever. I thought, oh, I've given up acting a million times, and it's always come back to me. So it's just stay open to the possibilities and meet a lot of people. And be nice, really a big deal. People always say, well, how can they remember me? Be a nice person, be polite. That's my biggest advice to you. So anyway, thanks.